After days of watching the weather wreak havoc across much of the country, today it was the turn of the southwest.
England has been hit by a snowstorm known as the Beast from the East, and the view from my office window is one of a windy winter wonderland. Add to that Lexie Cube has gone live on MTG, and it feels like fucking Christmas has come early.
I mean, does this even look remotely like Easter weather to you?
Local supermarkets have had trouble getting the deliveries of supplies in because England folds under any sort of snowy weather, but don't worry, they have mountains and mountains of Easter eggs. Most of the people in the south of England right now are currently surviving off chocolate eggs and what little milk they can eke from the teat of the family cat. We need our tea, guys, don't judge us. Anyway, Legacy Cube is here. It's very similar to Vintage Cube, but the main difference is that it's not shit. A lot of the dumb things like Time Vault or say a Black Lotus into something like a Hero of Bladehold aren't possible in Legacy Cube, so you tend to have a much more fun and interactive game of limited magic with some of the most powerful cards in all of existence. That is, unless you draft an absolute solid mono green ramp deck and then get twinned twice in the same league.
Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Bastard. Hello, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and I'm here to bring you my second ever big draft gameplay video, even though you fuckers didn't really watch the last one. But seriously, if you like my videos, go and watch it. I'm proud of it. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I played well. I thought the memes were good. I think I just did good. Show me some love. A quick explanation of Cube for those of you that might not understand the format. Cube is a custom limited environment that is built from a collection of cards, usually singletons, that can then be drafted and played with over and over again. Many cubes have differing themes, from pauper to peasant through to vintage cubes, also known as power or powered cubes due to the presence of cards like the Power 9. MTGO's Lexie Cube is very much a conventional and traditional unpowered cube list, except perhaps Wizards of the Coast feel the need to force in cards from the latest set in order to promote and advertise its relevance when those cards don't belong. Cheers, Wizards. I fully recommend getting involved with building your own cube or drafting other people's cubes where possible. They can be a focal point for the growth of local communities. They can provide free, reusable drafting practice as the cards are not kept, they are returned to their owner at the end, and they often allow you to explore cards and archetypes and styles of play you otherwise wouldn't get to play with or wouldn't have known you'd like. It also allows you to turn 3 a Frost Titan, turn 4 attack the Titan, then flicker the Titan, then turn 5 Fiend Hunter the Titan, sacking the Fiend Hunter to get Titan back to trigger again, so the lands are never on tapping. Unlucky some. Before we jump straight into the draft, a quick shout out to all my beautiful splicers. These are the top tier boys and girls over on Patreon that keep this channel running and are helping me to realise the dream of being able to become a full-time content creator. Whilst I'm not quite there yet, with their love and monetary support, I'm gearing up towards it. If you want to get involved, you can follow the links on screen or the description below to pledge just a small amount. Just $1 a month will give far more to supporting me than all of your views across the entire year. Ad revenue isn't a good way to fund a channel. $2 patrons can come and hang out in the Discord and talk about bees, because we love to talk about bees. Bees. Of course, a huge shout out to MTGOtraders.com and CapeFairGames.com for sponsoring the channel. MTGO Traders are the best site for digital singles, hands down, whilst Cape Fair Games can scratch that itch for physical cards. Remember, use the discount code GGGetWrecked to get 8% off your order when paying through PayPal. Right, let's get on with it and get combo killed. Welcome to the draft with PleasantKenobi. So we join a single elimination draft queue, so if we lose, we are out. High stakes, high reward, many play points on the line. We are high flyers. Pack 1 Pick 1 isn't the most exciting pack. There's some cards that are extremely powerful, like Obliterator, but it's rather narrow in terms of which deck it can fit into, so it's not a great first pick. We decided the safest, most open picks here for moving to different archetypes are Mutavault, Cold Steel Fart, Jiraga Soul Speaker, and the avatar of Worth himself, Moldrifter. I have an erection for 2 particular archetypes in Cube, so I'm a big fan of big green ramp, and I also like RDW or mono red beatdown. For this reason, I decided we should first pick Jiraga Tree Squeaker and see if we can get into that archetype. The next pack has hardly anything in terms of that green archetype. A couple of powerful bombs and some fixing. We'll look to prioritise fixing. Bombs are interchangeable for the most part when ramping, but being able to cast your spells off your fixing is invaluable, so dual lands tend to disappear very early on in the picks and are prioritised highly by other players at the table. There are some strong green cards here, including one of the greatest green fatties ever printed, the Hoofmeister himself. We slam him. We aren't committed to green yet, but it's looking good. Elder would allow us to main deck answers to Swords of X and Y if we are in green and other problem permanents, but ultimately that effect is available in other cards like Rex Sage that might wheel that we've already seen, and Manglehorns and Corsali Pride Mages. Like I said, fixing goes early, so we decided to take the fetch land. At this point we see a strong splashable card like Edric, a ramp payoff in Nasty Terasti, and the Clunky Elder. We take Edric because his effect is just so unique, whilst the other two are, as I said before, interchangeable with other cards within the cube that we could pick up. At this point we see a strong, powerful green Planeswalker, signaling green is certainly open in some respects at this table. Huntmaster is another possibility, but Nissa just does more. She can be aggressive, she can ramp, she can recur threats from the bin to hand, and her ultimate is easy to trigger and get card advantage from our lands. This means she fills multiple roles in the deck more so than Huntmaster would. Vital Force is just too fucking good to pass up here. Passing it might cause the person we're passing it to think green is open and move into green, so it fucks us in the second pack. No fucking way. Green is ours, baby. Well, at least we think it is. Primal Command or Slime is the pick here. Primal Command is so versatile, much like Nissa is, and increases our chance of actually having Fatty in hand to cast. The worst thing to do is to ramp and have nothing to close out the game with. It's the Magic the Gathering equivalent of when your mother would come in and interrupt a session with Pamela Henderson, and you wouldn't be able to quite finish up. I like to call that term green balls when referring to ramp. We see a 1-mana Mana Dork, we take that, yes please, green is open, and we are sliding right into their DMs, complete with pictures of our massive beast. Fixing is good, but we have no white cards at the moment. I take a Fireball instead because I might have a thing for ramping into big X spells. We wield the Mere Battle Ball, which is insanely good for us as it plays very well off the ramp and also synergizes with Craterhoof in the sense that it ends the game on the spot. Who would have thought that 15 mana of threats might be game winning, eh? We also wield Harmonize around the table. Life is good. We also wield Nasty Terasti. GG, well wheeled. Cut Reflector Mage and Olivia, and move on to pack 2. In pack 2, we windmill slam another green Planeswalker. No contest here in that pack. Hermit Druid versus Baloths. Well, Hermit Druid is just better the majority of the time, allowing us to gain value even if our opponent has a kill spell. I also quite like the fact that he looks like he's engaging some form of tantric meditation involving squirrels, the sick fuck. Also, squirrels. The next pack is weak. I'm never impressed with regrowth, so we take a Mind Stone to fill out our ramp slot in the deck. More ramp in the form of Fertile Ground. Swag Tusk has entered the game. We take Fauna Shaman, which allows us to turn Dorks in hand into gas later in the game once we finally ramped. We do end up cutting her in the end as she's the worst of our selection cards in the deck. It was a close call though. Another solid mid-range green Walker. Our backup plan can be burying our opponents in Walker generated value. Relentless also flips and sacks tokens off to go find a game-winning Craterhoof, which is absolutely solid in our deck. More ramp from this guy. War and Peace isn't a bad sideboard card to pick up late into pack 2. Turns a Dork into a threat, I guess. Lingering Souls, Battle Skull, Sheoldred, Sword of Body and Mind, Concealed Courtyard are all our final picks. I hate to be that guy, but I am literally astounded that Body and Mind went so damn late in the cube. I understand that certain archetypes are too fast to care about it, so like RDW doesn't really need a sword, but Body and Mind is still one of the best limited bombs ever printed. Pick 1, Lotus Cobra. Oh, Matron. Pick 2, Raphaelos. We are having our cake and eating it. There is no two ways about it. Green is open. We then take Katama's Reach, followed by Tooth and Nail. Wood Elves, followed by Garrick Wildspeaker. We have read this table very well. Green is so open. We also had to pass a Ballista in this pack, because I think it's quite a strong removal option for the ramp deck. Pelucanos is a solid, thick boy that serves as a strong threat and mana sink. Utopia Sprawl and then Maelstrom Pulse we might splash for. Field of Ruin, Overgrown Tomb, Hangerback Walker, and Oath of Nissa are all great pickups at this stage to fill out the deck. A Gary and a Stirring Wildwood, none of which we will play. This draft deck looks sick. We settle for the on-screen configuration here, splashing for the Pulse as a catch-all answer to problem permanents. We have a Thrag in the sideboard against aggro, and a Terasti in the sideboard for Planeswalker matchups or decks that might have things like a Symbol of the Legion that we might struggle to deal with. Let's ramp it up and send some people some unsolicited Craterhoof pictures.
Oh, whoops! Oh, I dropped
massive behemoth
that I use for my
ramp deck.
Round 1, we keep a ramping hand with a Hangerback as payoff. We lead with the Utopia Sprawl. Our opponent plays a little puppy boy into the RDW deck. Many would argue the best archetype in the cube. Can we ramp enough in time to beat it? That is a question. We play a Wood Elves and grab a Forest. We happily trade our Wood Elf hero for this pup and thus ping him for 1 damage. We are winning. He plays a Kiln Fiend, which can be really scary if things like Tower Battle Rage are still in this cube. Nope. Cool. Back into 50p territory then. We fucking windmill slam Batskull into play. He has to fire off both a Burst Lightning and an Incendiary Flow at the token to kill it. He then hits us for 7. Ouch. We play a Lotus Cobra and then Kadama's Reach for 2 lands, make a land drop for the turn, generate 2 mana off the Cobra and make a Hangerback Walker for 1, who is a solid jumper. We snap block the Kiln Fiend, leaving nothing to chance here, and then he plays Big Thalia. We untap and consider equipping Battle Skull to our Thopter, but don't want to get blown up by a possible removal spell or burn spell off of this open mountain. We decide to gear up for an attack with a Pelucanos carrying a Battle Skull next turn. So instead we float all 7 of our mana, use 5 mana to cast Nissa Vital Force, up Ticker to untap our self-made Soul Land, and then cast a tapped Pelucanos. He untaps, makes another land drop, suggesting he's a little bit flooded. We chump block the Kiln Fiend and allow Thalia to get through. We get to untap, make a land drop, make a mana off the snake, and equip Battle Skull to our Pelucanos, and still keep mana open for the monstrosity activation if needs be. We then untap our DIY Soul Land with Nissa and swing with the Vigilant 9/9 Lifelinker. He goes to 10 and we go to 17. Got there. At the end of turn, our opponent bizarrely decides to Magma Jet our Cobra at this point. We decide that now is the time to fight the Kiln Fiend before it gets any bigger and fight it to death. Pelucanos successfully gobbles up that fiend and gains us another 2 life. He untaps, takes a draw and concedes. He ain't winning this game. We bring in War and Peace from our board. In our hand we have a 1-drop ramp spell and a 2-drop ramp spell. This is fine but a tad slow. We opt to bin it off and try for about a 6. This 6 is fucking horrendous. We go down to 5, 2 bits of ramp and a removal spell. Sure. We top the War and Peace and hope that will get us there. No turn 1 play from either of us. He develops his board with everyone's favourite Indestructible Vampire Soldier 2-drop from Ixalan, Adanto Vanguard. I always thought he was punching that virus on the belly. Turns out he's actually running him through like a shish kebab. You learn something new every day. We play a Mind Stone and clench our buttocks. 5p territory. He plays Big Thalia, we play Wood Elves, grab an Overgrown Tomb, and shock ourselves forgetting that Big Thalia is going to play tapped anyway. Herp derp, Thalia betrayed me. And yes, I know, I think that's quite ironic. Fuck off. He slams a Koth that animates the wrong mountain. See, we can all punt, it seems. We get hit for 6. Koth is a serious problem, so instead of playing and equipping the Sword of X and Y, we decide to Oath Finding of Felos, pulse the Koth, and play a Find on Elves. Next turn is Sword turn, we hope. He swings and we block the Adanto Vamp, causing him to pay 4 life to make it indestructible. He plays Isamaru, that is a lot of damage sat over there on the other side of the board. We draw and proceed to play Thragtusk. We go to 11 and block the Adanto again, next turn taking 5. We miscount the amount of damage he's got on board or something here. He's got 8 and we make a clutch attack that leaves us on what I thought would be 1 more life than what he can do with his creatures, just leaving us dead to burn but getting us close to killing him. It isn't. The War and Peace trigger actually leaves us at 8, which is the onboard damage. We punted that away. We needed to block, but yeah, I fucked it. We have a hand stacked with ramp in game 3, but nothing to ramp into. We're all dressed up with nowhere to go. This is Green Balls. Believe in the heart of the cards though, and we will get there. So, we keep it. We play a Tree Speaker turn 1, which feels wrong in hindsight. Probably better with Utopia Sprawl, but I'm bad at magic. It gets killed. We play a turn 2 Mind Stone after drawing everyone's favourite scaly boy, Pelucanos. He plays Hound of Conda and the Puppy. We play a Snake in order to ramp as much as possible. He plays an Ancient Tomb, makes a Koth, down ticks him, and uses the mana to kill our precious Snake with an Arc Trail. We then get hit for 4. We windmill slam Pelucanos at this point, as we aren't hitting land drops and our ramp is clunky, so we might as well present a big brick wall. He plays Big Thalia and he animates a mountain, again, the wrong one.
It was at this moment that Jonathan knew he fucked up.
He shame scoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Round 2.
We have Ramp and the Tantric Sex Guru. We got this. Opponent suspends Ancestral Visions and we make an Elves. He preordains and does something with his scries. I don't even check because I have a one-track mind at this stage. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to pursue a linear path towards ramping into big shit. We fertile ground a forest and play with Felos. So much mana if we get to attack with it. But we don't. He gets his bones well and truly shredded. We make a Hermit who in turn brings a load of scrolls to the party, which is nuts. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all video. He decides not to pay the Echo and then casts nothing. We untap and pay the Echo. We slam in for 9. He plays a Liliana of the Last Hope and kills Tantric Massage Druid. Rude. We decide to use Katama's Reach to get more land and pulse the Lily. We get in for a bunch, threatening onboard lethal now. He however plays a Sorin Markov and shoots out our Dork, changing the maths significantly. Shame as now we have to choose between attacking him or Sorin and see how the game goes. Or actually, we could just draw Craterhoof. Our opponent dramatically shouts no in the chat after he sees what we're casting, and we rub it in with the old saying, hoof. There it is. Ramp and a Walker? Yeah, go on then, why not? We lead turn 1 Utopia Sprawl into Kadama's Reach. He doesn't do a whole lot. We draw another walker, better lucky than good. We play Garrick, Wild Speaker, and make a Beastie. He plays Baleful Strix, which is a wily creature if ever I saw one. We attack with Beastie and he makes the trade, which feels good for us. We make a Vital Force post-combat and tick her up. He plays a Mole Drifter and gets more value. We are being out-valued at the moment. We have drawn almost nothing but lands, so we decide to cash Nissa in for her ultimate and emblem her immediately. We play a fetch land, which in turn draws us 2 whole cards because her emblem is fucking great. Garrick Relentless and Battle Skull are the draws as well. I mean, both of these cards could be described as somewhere on the scale as quite good. We cast both of them because, well, you know, ramp, and we kill Mole Drifter to protect our walkers and flip Relentless. He plays a Sorin again and snipes off Garrick Relentless. Sleep well, Thick Prince. We draw Harmonise for the turn. We then play a land and draw a land. We cast Harmonise to get a Mana Dork and a Stone. We hit Sorin down to 2 and run out the Dork and the Stone. The Dork might just die to Sorin. It would mean Garrick survives with more loyalty, which we need to give him hard choices to make. Look at this fucking hand. Thank the gods for Vital Force. We draw more ramp, play a land, hit a Hermit, and then draw off of Mind Stone to hit a Cobra. We go to kill Sorin, and Dismember takes care of our poor Batskull token. We play both the Hermit and the Snake in the same turn, taking up Garrick in the process. Sorin kills the Hermit, and our opponent casts Fact or Fiction, saying that he fucked it up and he should have done it in my end step, because he's a silly man. This was a testing split, as Fact or Fiction often is. It's a very skill testing card. He can't cast Liliana or Damnation this turn because of how wonky his mana is and how he taps. Next turn we ultimate Garrick and we get involved a bunch, about 22, not actually killing him though, at which point Damnation might turn the corner, but at the same time we want to kill Sorin and probably cripple his life total. If he takes Blown Shredder here, it allows him to kill one of our dudes and block one of our dudes. Let me know in the comment section below if you have an idea on how we should have piled these, or whether or not you think I should have done it differently to what I did. We end up splitting Damnation and Rage into one pile with a Bone Shredder, Lily and Compulsive in the other. It's obvious that Damnation is the best card here, so he takes the 3-card pile without it though, because he wants the value. He then casts an Animate Dead on our deranged Hermit. This makes a load of squirrels, making our attacks awkward again. Boy, this is a tough nut to crack. Thank you. We untap and draw yet another land. Honestly, look at this collection of cards. We play a land and draw well, wait for it. You guessed it. No, not a land. We ultimate Garrick and then we whip out our Behemoth and he concedes. GG Hoof E. So, we've made it to the final round of the single elimination draft. Can we hoof our way to the win? We have a hand of lands, 1 bit of ramp and 2 payoffs. We have so much ramp, I'm confident this hand will be fine. With no turn 2 play available, we look to Field of Ruin our opponent to take him off Breeding Pool in the hope that we can mess with his colours. He plays a Botanical Sanctum next turn anyway. Lol. We have no 4 mana turn 3 play, so we get him for 1 damage, which means we are winning. He plays a Selvala, the green one, which bricks out 1/1 beatdown plan. But it does mean we potentially draw cards off of our fatties. She also ramps him, but as this was a real draft, not a bloody league, we know he can't have any of the good green fatties that we have. So that's nice. We use our 5 mana to put one of his lands on top of his deck to tempo him out a little bit and search up Velos to ramp us further. He plays a Nissa and finds himself a forest. We spend a turn casting a Velos and a Utopia Sprawl to set up and arrange a big turn next turn, as we are under no immediate pressure. Hostage Taker takes our Velos hostage, which is frustrating, but at least it means our fatties will survive and not be taken. We play the Battle Ball and he plays Noxious Gearhulk and kills our poor unsuspecting innocent Mere Death Ball. We untap and hoof him to death thanks to another land off the top. There it is! Crit Hoof is very, very good. He's a very strong magic card. 46 trampling damage gets us there, and there is fuck all he can do about it. He leads fetch land into tapped shock. We play nothing but a land. He plays a Devoted Druid and we play a Lotus Cobra. He plays a Loxodon Warhammer. We untap and make 2 mana off the fetch land before we even get to tap it itself, because Lotus Cobra is an underplayed and very good ramp card. We make a Sword of Body and Mind and equip it to the snake and get in, milling him for 10 and making a Wolfie. He plays the Wicker Elder we almost picked in the draft and blows up our sword, which is slightly frustrating. We get to untap, make a Garrett Wild Speaker and a Visa. Visa turned into Jar Jar Binks apparently. What the fuck was that? We get to untap, make a Garrett Wild Speaker and a Nissa Voice of Zendikar in the same turn. We make a plant and pass back to him. The Elder picks up the Elephant Sledge and gets into the red zone to try and kill Garrick. We can group block here to both kill the Elder and save Garrick. However, I miscalculate and don't realize I need to use my plant to save him too. Garrick, the Elder, the Wolf and the Snake all bite the dust. Whoops. He plays a Trigon Predator. We play a Garrick Relentless, who takes on the manliest role on the deck, fist fighting, flying dinosaur manta rays with nothing but an axe. Well, I guess at that point it's not a fist fight if there's an axe involved. Trigon dies and Garrick flips into his dark shadow form.
I am the most powerful hedgehog in the world!
We make a plant token and pass back. He equips the hammer and tries to kill our beloved shadowy boy. We throw those plants under the bus to avoid this. So that means my misblock earlier actually kept this walker alive, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. We make some tokens and put the hammer back on top of his deck and shoot up everyone's favourite squirrel enthusiast. New Cube Edition Vraska's Contempt kills our Nissa, and we were just approaching to ultimate her as well. We draw an Oath, which finds us a Raphaelos and a Crater Hoof. We don't have the mana for Hoof, so we take and play the Raphaelos. We attempt to take him off double black and Noxious Gearhulk with our Field of Ruin, but he goes and finds a swamp anyway. There were several in the bins because of Body of Mine, so you never know if that would have worked. Hostage Taker takes our bloody Raphaelos again, the fucking bitch. We make a shitload of squirrels and wolves and start getting in for a couple of points of damage to the death touch that he doesn't want to block. However, there was one ramp payoff we had totally forgotten about, and that's Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. I mention that now not just because I've thought of it, but because, well, he's played an Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Insult added to injury, he couldn't have actually cast this fucking thing if it wasn't for the Raphaelos that he stole off us. He ticks down for 1 and practically creates a one-sided wrath, killing almost all of my stuff. We play Vital Force, attack for some insignificant damage. He untaps, plays a God Pharaoh's Gift, and I have seen enough. Let's go on to game 3. We ditch a slow cumbersome 7 with 0 ramp for a 6 that includes a turn 2 Raphaelos on the play. It's your time to shine, elf dude. Let's fucking get him. We lead with a turn 2 Raphaelos and he plays nothing. We make Garrick, who makes a beast. Shardless Agent spins the wheel on the other side of the board and he finds Farseek. Whilst that is a bit of value, it's pretty fucking unexciting, let's be honest. We decide to go as deep on this as possible. We make a beast with Garrick and get in with the one that doesn't have summoning sickness. We then turn 4 Nasty Terasti, thanks to Raphaelos, blowing up a forest, and Garrick give us 2 elephants and being kind enough to take him off of double green or double black and give him an elephant in the process. All because we have Hoof in hand. He hostage takes our 9/9 understandably. We untap, make 8 mana and show him this man our Magnum Dong. Boom! Hoof shot. He is so fucking dead, it's unreal. Well, we managed to 3-0 this draft with a sick Crater Hoof deck. I hope you enjoyed this week's video with its top ramp banter. We didn't end up with green balls at any point, which is nice, and we got to show people our Magnum Hoof. If you liked the video, then drop me a comment below and tell me your favourite bit. Or if you want to see more memery in the Lexie Cube, then just let me know below. Hit the like button too, as that helps the channel massively. I'll be streaming some stipulation drafts on the Cube on Monday night, 7 PM GMT, as well as the Lexie Challenge Death and Taxes this Sunday, the 4th at 3:30 PM GMT. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, or even support the channel through Patreon. Go on, you know you want to. In the meantime, be good to one another, and I'll leave you with some kind words from Digital Napoleon. I don't know why I keep letting
Rampis for loser, you are la bunch of scrub, especially au Kenobi. Please D.
Sometimes, Napoleon, I wonder how you became a fucking leader with people skills like that.